Hey everyone, buckle up because we're diving into some seriously cool tech today. Google just rolled out a huge G update to Maps and Earth.
Yeah.
It's packed with AI tools that are, well, they're pretty mind-blowing. I
Uh,
mean, get this.
Yeah.
We're talking about virtually traveling through time.
Oh, wow.
You can now see your neighborhood, famous landmarks, all as they were decades ago.
Really?
Yeah. Using aerial and satellite images, some going as far back as the 1930s. It's wild.
1930s.
Right? So we're going to unpack all that,
Uh,
but they've also amped up the present-day view with crazy clear satellite images.
mm,
Plus, they've expanded Street View to tons of new places. It's like they're handing us this ultimate virtual travel toolkit.
that's really cool.
But first, let's rewind and talk about this time machine feature.
Okay.
So it basically lets you virtually travel back in time and see historical imagery, right?
Right.
For select cities, going back to, like I said, the 1930s.
That's amazing.
I know. Like,
Hmm.
imagine tracking the transformation of San Francisco's waterfront
Mm.
from, like,
Yeah.
a gritty shipping hub to the modern tourist destination it is now.
I see.
What do you think is the biggest game changer here from your perspective?
Well, I think what's so fascinating is that it's not just a cool visual thing, you know?
Yeah.
Researchers, urban planners, even environmentalists can use this historical data to study long-term changes.
Totally. It's a powerful tool for understanding our planet's past,
Yeah.
not just satisfying curiosity.
Exactly.
I was looking at images of Lake Oroville in California, and the impact of the drought on the water levels is so clear when you compare pictures over time.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to landmarks or big cities.
Yeah.
Google Earth users will have access to historical imagery for thousands of locations globally.
Oh, cool.
So we can see the effects of climate change, urbanization, natural disasters all across the world.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the bigger picture, have you seen the new time-lapse feature?
I haven't.
It's incredible. It takes millions of satellite images and creates this visual map of how landscapes have changed over time.
Interesting.
You can literally watch things like deforestation, urban sprawl, coastal erosion happening over time. You can see the Amazon rainforest shrink. You can witness the changes to the polar ice caps.
That's powerful.
I know, right? It's fascinating to see, but it's also like a bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, I can see that
Makes you realize the impact we're having on the planet.
for sure. It's a powerful tool for climate scientists, conservationists, anyone working on policy. Seeing these changes over time really highlights how urgent these issues are.
It really does. And to make sure we're getting the clearest view possible, Google's also using AI to enhance present-day satellite imagery.
Oh.
It's called Cloud Score plus AI.
What does that do?
Well, it uses AI to remove obstructions like clouds, mist, even shadows from satellite pictures.
Hmm.
So we get a clearer, more vibrant view of the Earth's surface.
I see.
And it's not just about pretty pictures. Having reliable data is essential for researchers and professionals.
Right.
Imagine you're studying delicate ecosystems or tracking environmental changes, right? Cloud cover can really obscure details in satellite imagery, but this AI minimizes that.
That makes sense.
So we're getting a clearer view of the past and present. But what about exploring those places up close? Well, guess what? Google also expanded Street View, adding imagery from nearly 80 new countries.
80 new countries.
It's one of the largest additions in years. We're talking Bosnia's medieval villages, Namibia's mountains, the Alps, castles in Liechtenstein, all kinds of amazing places.
That's a lot.
It's like a virtual passport to some of those fascinating places on Earth.
I like that.
What's the tech behind this, do you know? How are they getting to all these new spots?
Well, they're using a new lightweight camera that they can mount on pretty much any vehicle.
Oh, cool.
So they can capture imagery in places those big mapping cars couldn't reach before.
Makes sense. So they're reaching more remote, less traveled areas.
Uh-huh.
I love that. It feels like Google's breaking down barriers and letting everyone explore.
I agree. And actually, they're also using AI to personalize that exploration experience, particularly in Google Maps.
Okay, now that sounds interesting. Tell me more.
So it's generative AI, and it basically acts as your personal AI travel guide.
Oh, wow.
It analyzes your preferences, budget, location, even the weather to give you tailored recommendations.
Cool.
Say it's raining and you want to do something indoors, it might suggest a museum or an indoor playground nearby.
So no more endlessly scrolling through reviews.
Right.
It's like having a digital concierge in your pocket.
Exactly. It streamlines your planning and helps you discover hidden gems.
I love it.
And the new card-style layout in the app makes it super easy to navigate all that information.
This is impressive stuff. From time traveling to getting AI-powered travel suggestions, it's a game changer. But where do we go from here? What's the future of AI in our digital lives?
Well, for starters, I think we'll see even more personalized features. Maybe Google Maps anticipating our needs based on our past behavior, even suggesting trips we'd love.
Like a personal travel agent working 24/7.
Exactly. And as AI evolves, we might see more immersive experiences. Maybe virtual reality becomes more integrated, letting us step back in time and experience historical locations as if we were really
That
there.
would be amazing. Imagine walking through ancient Rome or seeing the Great Wall being built.
And don't forget augmented reality. Imagine walking down the street and your phone overlays information about the buildings and landmarks you pass, like a personal tour guide in every city.
It's mind-blowing. It feels like technology is blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds.
It is.
But let's focus on the present for a second. How is Google using AI to enhance our understanding of both the past and present right now?
Well, I think it's important to remember that these advancements aren't just about entertainment or convenience. They can revolutionize fields like education, research, and urban planning. And with AI constantly evolving, who knows what incredible advancements are just around the corner? The possibilities are limitless.
It's a really exciting time to be a tech enthusiast. But with all these advancements, where do you see this technology going in the future?
Well, I think we'll see, like I said, even more personalized and predictive features. Google Maps could anticipate our needs based on our behavior and preferences, suggest destinations, even plan entire trips.
Wow, like a personal travel concierge.
Precisely. And as AI keeps getting smarter, I think we'll have even more immersive interactive experiences. Maybe VR will be integrated so we can really step back in time?
That would be amazing.
And don't forget augmented reality. Imagine walking down the street and your phone gives you historical information about the buildings you see, like a personal tour guide.
It's mind-blowing how technology is merging the physical and digital worlds.
Absolutely. And it's not just about fun or convenience. These advancements could revolutionize fields like education, research, urban planning. They give us new tools to tackle complex problems and create a better future.
It feels like we're entering a new era of exploration and discovery. I'm excited to see where it leads.
Me too. It shows that we're constantly evolving and innovating, and the future is full of possibilities.
All this talk about time travel and virtual exploration makes me want to fire up Google Maps and start exploring those medieval villages in Bosnia. What about you?
Definitely. Who knows what hidden historical gems we'll find along the way?
Exactly. That's what makes these features so exciting. It's not just about the technology. It's about that feeling of wonder and discovery it unlocks.
I agree. It reminds us that there's always more to learn, more to see, more to explore, both in the past and the present.
This is huge, right? Like these updates, they aren't just small improvements.
Yeah.
It feels like a whole new way we interact with maps, with information about the world even.
It really does. It all comes down to how they're using AI. And it's not just about making things look nice or getting faster results. It's
Right.
about AI finding those insights, connections, patterns that we couldn't see before.
Yeah, like going from a flat, two-dimensional view of the world to this dynamic, multi-dimensional one-time history context are all woven together.
Absolutely.
And the crazy thing is, this is just the start.
It is. As AI keeps getting better, who knows what we'll see in a few years?
I know. Feels like we're barely scratching the surface. But okay, we've talked about the visuals, but there's this whole other layer too.
Oh, yeah.
How Google's using AI to make things more personal for the user.
Right.
Features like that generative AI in Maps.
Mhm.
It's all about giving you info that fits your needs, your preferences.
It is, yeah. It's like having an assistant that knows what your tastes, how much you want to spend, even your mood.
It's wild. Moving away from that one-size-fits-all approach. Do
Exactly.
you think this kind of personalization, will it just become more and more common?
Definitely. Making tech really useful, engaging, it's all about personalization. As AI gets better at understanding us, we'll see tools that really fit our interests, goals, even how we learn best.
I mean, think about the potential for education.
Oh, totally.
Students could use these tools to explore historical events or see those complicated science concepts, even design virtual cities.
It changed how we learn and teach, for sure.
Totally. It would make learning more immersive, hands-on, and just better.
And ultimately, it's about giving people the tools to explore, discover, and create.
Exactly. And one thing that really struck me about these updates is how Google is using AI not just to analyze data that's already out there, but to come up with completely new content.
Oh, interesting.
Like those AI-powered suggestions in Google Maps.
hmm
They come from algorithms that are learning and changing all the time,
Right.
meaning they can give you suggestions you'd never have thought of.
I see what you mean. We're not just searching for info anymore.
Right.
AI can help us discover new stuff, make smart decisions, even get those creative juices flowing.
It's like AI is becoming our creative partner.
That's a good way to put it.
Do you think we'll see more of this kind of AI-assisted creation?
Oh, absolutely. As AI gets better at understanding human language, how we see things, even our emotions,
Wow.
it'll play a bigger and bigger role in fields like art, music, writing, design even.
It's crazy to think about what's possible. Okay, but before we get too lost in the future,
Yeah.
we've covered a lot, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Time machine, time lapse, cloud score plus AI, street view expansion, generative AI in maps. Anything else we should hit before we move on?
I think we've got the main stuff, but it's important to remember these updates, it's not just about individual features.
Right.
It's about how Google thinks about maps and finding information. They're using AI to create a more immersive, personalized, just smarter way for us to understand the world around us.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's not just getting from point A to point B anymore.
Yeah,
It's about understanding the context, the history, how everything is connected.
it is.
And AI is perfect for that. But what about for our listeners? How do you see these updates impacting their lives?
Oh, that's a great question to think about.
Yeah.
We've gone through all these fascinating details and what they might mean, but the real magic happens when our listeners start using these tools themselves.
Absolutely. Lots to think about, but the exploration doesn't end here. So what are you most excited to try first? Time machine, street view, those AI recommendations.
Whatever it is, I bet you'll find something that makes you curious, that helps you see the world in a new light. But before you get started,
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the bigger questions these advancements bring up.
Right, because it's not all fun and games.
No,
These technologies could change our lives, for better or worse.
that's true.
So let's step back and think about some of the, ethical and social impacts of AI when it comes to maps and accessing information.
I think that's really important. Like with any powerful technology, there can be downsides, unintended consequences.
Right. Right.
For example, all this personalized information, it makes
Mhm.
you think about privacy, data security.
And being able to see those old pictures, someone could misuse that or even change them to tell a different story.
Definitely something to be careful about.
So as we use these tools, we need to have those honest conversations about how to do it responsibly and ethically.
I completely agree. Technology is powerful, and it's up to us to make sure it's used for good. But let's not forget about all the good it can do.
Yeah,
These are tools that can help us learn, connect us to our past, even inspire us to build a better future.
I love that. It's something worth celebrating.
Definitely. And as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question. How do you see these technologies shaping the world in the years to come?
That's a great question. And I think it's one we'll be thinking about for a long time. But one thing's for sure,
Yeah.
the future of maps, of how we find information, is going to be exciting, and AI will be right at the heart of it.
I agree.
So stay curious, keep exploring. Let's see where this journey takes us.
Couldn't have said it better myself. There's a whole world out there waiting to be discovered, both the past and the present. So open up Google Maps, Google Earth, and let the adventure begin.
It's wild, right? We've covered so much, from peeking into the past with Time Machine to, like, flying over the present with those super clear satellite images.
It has been a pretty amazing journey.
Yeah. We explored those far-off corners of the world with the expanded Street View, even got a glimpse of how AI could personalize our travel planning.
And the coolest thing, it's all powered by the same force, AI.
It really is.
Changing how we see maps, how we understand our world, even how we imagine the future of travel and exploration.
It's a turning point, for sure.
Oh.
AI isn't some far-off concept anymore.
No, it's not.
It's shaping our lives every day.
Yeah.
And like we said, all these advancements come with huge opportunities, but also some important questions we got to think about.
Definitely. As we use the power of AI, we got to do it thoughtfully, responsibly.
Right.
We need to talk about the ethics, the potential for bias, making sure it benefits everyone, not just a few.
That's a conversation we need to have as a society right now. But even with all that, we can't forget the incredible potential AI has.
Of course not.
These tools can give us knowledge, connect us to our past, inspire us to create a better future, a more sustainable one, a fairer one.
Absolutely. That's what makes this field so exciting. We're on the edge of this new era of discovery, and AI is the key.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, I want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
If you could use that time machine feature, any point in history, where would you go? What would you want to see?
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? These tools, they aren't just about technology.
No,
They're about bringing back that sense of wonder, that curiosity about the world.
absolutely. So go ahead, open up Google Maps, Google Earth, start exploring. You might find some hidden gem, some historical treasure.
Who knows, maybe your virtual trip will inspire a real-world adventure someday.
That would be amazing. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Google's AI time machine. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop imagining what's possible.
Can't agree more.